Hello, my name is Pickles and today I am going to the Krusty Krab. As you would expect, I will take my technological marvel, that is my taco truck, and thrust my 300-mile-long key into the ignition like this video is not available due to a copyright claim by Viacom under DDC. As I am driving like a maniac to a nearby dock, I will crash into a bunch of boxes and see get the fuck out of the way. The rape truck has no brakes, and then I will go flying off the pier and I will sink into Bikini Bottom, where my taco truck will conveniently land right by the Krusty Krab. After regaining my composure and discovering I cannot breathe underwater, I will step out of the taco truck, thinking I have beaten the afternoon rush. But as you would expect, the moment I set foot onto the surface, a bunch of buses will drop off an enormous fucking line of anchovies who can never be satisfied, flat two-dimensional flounders who want to kick your butt, a bunch of steroid overdosed lobsters and porpoises, and of course your assortment of generic fish who no doubt wants to get those fryers revved up. So without a moment's hesitation I will get extremely bored and proceed to rape all the male fish in this line like I ate your father last night. Before I got here, he was fucking delicious. Rev up those fryers. And while this is going on, that lit action news anchor fish will show up and report of a crisis in Bikini Bottom. But before the news crew has a chance to identify me, I will grab his live action ass and rape it as well. This will be one crazy video, alright. Tartar sauce, egg, that lost well. I will then kick down the doors and say rev up those motherfucking fryers, cause the pickle is in his house, no. And Squidward will look at me and say, sir, we speak English here, to which I will reply, oh sorry, I thought that would be funny and make you laugh like but I can see that it didn't. At this point Squidward will say, well, what will you be having, sir? And I will say I want a triple-decker shitty patty with fries shoved up Mr. Krab's ass, and because it's Monster Meat Monday I wish to have your ass. And Squidward will be completely speechless and say, well, that's not the sickest thing I've ever heard, and he will then grab some buns from the back and proceed to take a shit like whoa. But I will stop Squidward mid-shit and say, hey, that's not how this video is supposed to go. And Squidward will say, well, I ate this shitty job anyway, and I will see you don't get it. You're supposed to deny me my order and call me a sick fuck. You're fired. And Squidward will say, fine, I'm better than you at this acting bit. No, you're not. Then again, with Microsoft Sam, all of us are giving the same performances. How dare you actually give me what I want? Basically, no matter what, you're fucked. And now I will be sucked like blah 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 blah, and you will become size egg, that lost well. I will then peek my head through the window and see that SpongeBob is missing, and it's at this point Mr. Krabs will step out of his office and say, what the fuck is going on here? And I will say nothing, I'm just wondering where SpongeBob is. And Mr. Krabs will say, it's not his shift, but you're more than welcome to cover for him so I can get more money. Get more patties. And I will say, sounds swell. I will then be given my Krusty Krab hat and go back to the kitchen to rev out the fryers. Squidward will get up and start taking orders. The first order will be from Flats Flounder, who tells me if I don't give him what I want, he'll kick my butt. And I will say, how about instead of kicking my butt you fuck it instead? And he will get disgusted like puke. If that's it, I'm really going to kick your fucking butt. You know, that time it sounded like you meant it. Flounders are a very strange fish indeed. They are more flat than the left front tire in my taco truck. This flounder clearly wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally. If he didn't know I would be here. Then again, nobody down here is a surface dweller. Soap. What is soap? And don't get me started in starfish. Now flats, you will such my fucking cock, and I will inflate you into 3 dimensions. Egg, that lost well. Then an anchovy will arrive on the line and say meat, and I will realize I haven't had anything to eat for 300 days, so I will forcefully grab the anchovy and he will say my legs, and then I will throw him onto the flaming hot grill and flammable his ass like sizzle. And then proceed to eat said anchovy like nom 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 nom. Egg, that lost delicious. Plankton will show up and say, finally, after all these years it's time to put my college education to good use. With that yellow cube out of the way, I will get Group Pickles to give me the secret Krabby Patty formula, and then I will run that two-nosed crab out of business for good. He will then jump up to the window and see you, Patty Lord. Make me a fucking Krabby Patty, and I will say Gila. Let me guess. Finally, after all these years it's time to put your college education to good use. With that yellow cube out of the way, you will get me to give you the secret Krabby Patty formula and then you will run that two-nosed crab out of business for good. Plankton will stand there completely speechless and say yes, now I command you to do so. I will say okay, here's the secret formula. First you take 2 seaweed seed buns, and then I will jump up onto the grill and proceed to take a bit stonking shit like Plankton will become completely disgusted and say you know what? Forget it, I'll just wait until SpongeBob comes back and then Mr. Krabs will bust down the door and say caught ye trying to steal me secret Krabby Patty formula, hey Plankton? Well ye ain't gonna get it this time, and Mr. Krabs will then proceed to fuck Plankton's tuna-nometer anus, which has 2 billion fathom long crab nose like what is this video even and can you even measure dick length in fathoms and then Mr. Krabs will come through his nose like size Peg, that lost well, I think. And Patrick will step into the establishment and say good morning Krusty Crew. I will then say is this the Krusty Krab, and he will say no, this is Patrick and I will ask again, is this the Krusty Krab, and he will say no, this is Patrick, and I will ask again, is this the Krusty Krab, and he will say no, this is Patrick, and I will ask again, is this the Krusty Krab, and he will say listen you big-nosed gay fucker faggot homo. I'm going to fucking murder you, if you ask me that one more fucking time you dipshit. Now listen to me carefully big nose, I want a fucking cummy poop patty with extra cumstard, cumace, cumeo, cumchup, and cumatos. You are then going to shove this patty up your ass, and shit it out very very slowly, and I mean fucking slow, like lightning Larry Luciano. You are going to give me this order, or so help me God, I will end your life here and now you fucking douche nozzle. Are we clear? I will say yes and no. Yes in that I sympathize with you trying to order my specialty, but no in the sense that you threaten my very existence, so by law, I am not allowed to serve you that, but you can have this regular Krabby Patty instead. Patrick will then swat the patty out of my hand and say no, give me my fucking cummy poop patty now, or I'll glue you to the floor, then repeatedly hammer a nail through your dick, and then I will pull you from the floor, tearing your cock in half, and ripping the muscles from your very back. And if you think I'm done, oh no, I'm just getting started. After this I will then lick the blood your cock leaves behind very very slowly, and I will use your severed urethra as dental floss and after this I will rip your still beating heart out from your chest so you can't see how black it is, before you die. I will then proceed to call the police, but I will stop myself and say wait a minute, this isn't Brew Pickles Tries to Be Civilized 3, the final chapter. I'm Bruno fucking Pickles, why would I call the police, when I can take care of this myself? I will then grab Patrick by his pants, and then I will pull him down, only to realize his anus is a hazardous materials dumping ground. I will say no, I'm not going to fuck this, and instead I will make a new hole in Patrick and proceed to fuck him in his new hole like Patrick was ripped a new one by Drew's axe. Did I seriously just make a reference to Quake? Fuck, I'm getting old. Look at it this way Patrick, at least now you can be more like Skin Bad. And I'll show us your abrasive side. And now, to make you the whitest starfish under the sea Peg, that lost well. Mr. Krabs will then storm into the kitchen and say what the fuck is going on here me buckoing. I will say oh, you know, just turning the Krusty Krab into the swell sea swell. You already know what I'm doing you fucking Jewing. He will look around and attempt to open the cash register, which was sealed tight by my cumulative. SpongeBob will show up and say ahoy Mr. Krabs I'm here to know, and Mr. Krabs will force the register open and he will get hit in the gut by a quarter, which will go through his body and he will say ow 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 ow. He will start coughing up blood, and then Squidward, SpongeBob, and myself will run over to Mr. Krabs and he will say well me hearty crew, looks like the ship has sunk. He will then say Squidward, being that you have seniority, I want you to take charge of the Krusty Krab and do as you please with it, and Squidward will start to cry and say Mr. Krabs, I will keep this cheap establishment the way it is in memory of how many people you've made happy. He will then turn to me and say Drew, you've shown me that you can cook wonders with your swell shit, so I want you to have me secret Krabby Patty formula. SpongeBob will then say no and attempt to take the secret formula, but in doing so the bottle will break, and the secret formula will burst into flames. Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and myself will stare into SpongeBob's eyes, before I will pull him towards me and brutalize his ass like you deserve this you fucking selfish pig. What? Are we not allowed to have happiness? Squidward was having a good day today, and you just had to fucking ruin it all. If you hadn't busted down the door, Mr. Krabs would still be alive. Sorry SpongeBob, the show writers are not failing. You out in this one. Damn, this video, much like the cartoon itself, went downhill fast. That good old seasonal rot. And now suck in my 300-mile-long coral reef, you porous freak. And now to douse you in tartar sauce. Egg, that loss well. Mr. Krabs will say, don't worry me hearty, I have the real secret formula up my ass. Years ago, I stored an exact duplicate in me safe, while I retained the original. I will say, God damn it, you must be some fucking genius, Eugene, and he will say, I'm a bucko. I didn't become a penny pinching Jew for nothing, and we will laugh like and then Mr. Krabs will tell me the secret Krabby Patty formula. Oh, baby. This sounds like a nautical ass raping swell ass adventure of a SpongeBob crossover swell. I think I will go to the Krusty Krab right now. Pirates of your ass, please refer to later.